Today we will cover a very important topic, which is emergency funds for a couple in Germany. We use free software to track all of these details very thoroughly, but for the sake of easiness, I have added an overview also on my Excel sheet and I'd like to show it to you today. Emergency funds are very important for anybody living anywhere in the world. That's the first thing that you have to save up once you start getting a job. Now, how much depends on a lot of factors, and here I am showing you what we do as a couple living in Germany and why we think this is the best case scenario for us given our circumstances. The total emergency funds we decided on comes to around 20,000 euros for us. Now let's see the clear breakdown of it and why we chose such a number. First, living costs. If you've seen my older videos, you would have seen that on an average per month, it costs around 2,500 euros for us. And this includes some extra costs as well. So the bare minimum would be at least around 1,800 to 2,000 euros. And we thought we need to have at least 3 months of living costs covered in our emergency funds. Although we are working and we might be eligible for Arbeitslosengeld and so on, we still want to have 3 months blanket cover just so that we are at peace if something happens to our jobs. The next thing is medical emergency. We are paying health insurance here and we also have health insurances taken for our parents in India, but we still have put aside 2,000 euros, which is around 2 lakh Indian rupees, separately out in our emergency funds for medical emergency, because sometimes some emergencies can come anytime and they might not always be covered in India. Therefore, we decided that this is very important for our peace of mind, and sometimes a very quick random admission into a hospital for something could escalate, and we decided that we do not want to have anything less than this as our cushion. So 2,000 euros have been put aside for medical emergencies. The next thing is an emergency flight. One of our friends had a very unfortunate situation with their family member and had to book emergency flight tickets to go back to India, to their hometown, like on very short notice. In the next 3 hours, they had to leave and take a flight. So at that time, we got to know how expensive emergency flight tickets could be. And for this reason, we have put aside 2,000 euros. We don't know if it would cover both of us, but at least we hope that all of these bad things don't happen together for us. So even if we need some more money, we can take some money from the other categories that you put money aside for. Now, if you calculate all of this, if you see the formula I have given here, you would see that 3 months of living costs plus the medical emergency cost of 2,000 euros plus the emergency flight cost of 2,000 euros comes to around 10,000 euros per person. And when we talk about a couple, so for both of us, we simply multiplied it by 2 and we have kept it as 20,000 euros. In worst cases, it could also, the money put aside for medical emergencies or emergency flights could also double up as living costs for longer terms, more than 3 months, like 4 or 5 months. It all depends on the situation. Now, the next question is, where is this money? We have put this money in a high interest savings account. I have a C24 Tagesgeld konto, which when I started off was paying around 1.5% interest per year on a monthly basis. And now it has been reduced to around 0.75% interest. That's okay for me, but it's quick to reach. It works like an emergency fund and you can immediately get that money out. That's the most important thing. It shouldn't be hidden somewhere. It shouldn't take you days to retrieve this money. Emergency fund is meant to be accessible. So the total emergency funds, as you can see, turns out to be 20,000 euros for us as a couple. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe.